So when it comes to Bear, he was viciously attacking Buddy, their other dog. And I think, if I remember right, he had gotten into it once or twice with their other dog, Jessie. And so a huge factor to what is going on is jealousy. And it's produced by the way that the owners are living with them, the way they go about the affection and all of that. So in order to help their dogs, the owners have to change themselves. By them changing themselves, their relationship with the dogs will change. And this is what's so difficult, because they're going to have to go through the discomfort and the growing pains in order to get there. And so what I'm having the owner do, 1 minute. So what I'm having the owner do is set a boundary with her personal space. And this is going to be difficult, because then when her dog is off away from her, she can interpret it as, oh, they're sad, they're pouting, and that can then make her feel more inclined to then go back to the old relationship. And then they have problems again, and this has taken place. So she has to change, and that's so difficult, like I was saying. So I'm having her create space, and this is the first time she's come over to my place, and I'm going to be having her do this with all the dogs so that she can learn how to do it, how to judge the level she's going to, and all of that. So here it is. Okay, so we have Bear here, and we're going to be bringing in a client. So you can come back. And so and then just open up the gate and come on in. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. And then I'll take this from you, and then just follow me this way. Hey. So right now it's about just making him feel like, stay away from my guests. Just like so. And then, Chloe, come here. Little girl. I'm going to let you in on this side. Chloe. Go enjoy some sun. It's starting to be a little bit nicer of a day out. But yeah, any questions before I got to get back with this person? But I really appreciate you coming back here like this, and I look forward to you getting back and pushing on that birdie scenario a bit. I bet you're actually feeling a little bit more excited about it.
Yeah, I think just like
it feels
I
good
knew I
when
needed
you,
to do that.
It
yesterday.
feels good when you lean into that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, so anyways, I'll walk you back out. And all right, see ya.
So he's checking you out that whole time.
And then this is where I'm going to end up having you tell him to stay away from you, okay? And it's going to be really important. I want you to create this bubble. Because I don't want it to be about me creating the bubble. I want it to be about you. And this is be like where, say with Amanda, I first created the bubble, right?
Okay.
Then after that, I might start to say, hey, when he approaches you, tell him to back off. So then it has to do with her too. That then he is realizing that she's more dominant than him, and he needs to respect her boundaries.
Okay.
Okay?
So when you
So
let him in,
yeah, you're gonna tell him that you're gonna make him feel like he should stay away from you.
Okay.
Okay?
Back.
Right?
Back.
And discipline him. Toss it at him.
Back.
And see how you're backing up? Like you gotta get him retreating. Go towards him. Act like you know how he goes after Buddy? Be like that.
Back.
Does Bear go after Buddy like that? Or is he more aggressive with it?
More aggressive.
You see what I mean?
Back.
Where this is what I'm saying. It's like go. And then I could toss that at him.
Okay.
Okay? Because then what happens is then when we are getting to the door, we're like back, hey, back.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now follow me out this way. See, this is why it's like, and then you're going to walk and you're going to create this bubble, okay? And you're going to walk and make him feel like stay away from you. Right here, go. Yeah. And keep going. Yeah, and then you're going to keep moving and tell him to stay away. See how, like, look at him. Look at how he is. See? Like, this is where I think that you're not being clear.
Okay.
Okay? So, I'm saying, so I said, like, I'm telling him to stay away, and then he's circling around and coming from behind. This is what I'm coming around and I'm disciplining him.
Alrighty.
Okay? Like, but see, I bet that's hard for you. And this is why I'm saying that who we are, like, we like him being by us and we don't want to do this, right? And that's why then we start going back. And then we feel so bad when we do it that when he's minding his own business and off to the side, we then start thinking he's sad.
Alrighty.
Because we're sad that he can't be on laying on our feet like he used to. You see?
Okay.
And so here. So you're going to walk into that garage.
Where's your other dogs at?
They're in the house. So walk in the garage. And make them back up. And you have to think like...
You have to say something.
You have to think like... you have to actually make him feel like stay away from you. But see, you have a very passive, like, you're feeling really unsure about it. That's what it looks like.
Well, I am.
You know? And that's where...
I'm a little bit more bolder at home.
Yeah, but this
By
is why...
myself.
Okay, so perfect. And this is exactly why I'm saying that then you get out on the walk, and now you're going to be so much more insecure and passive, and you're going to carry yourself where they ask criminals, how do you choose the violent criminals? How do you choose your victim? They said by the way they carry themselves. So then when they see you walking around, being more timid, you're going to have more people harassing you because they see that in you.
Okay.
They feel like they can't.
Yeah.
And that's why you have to carry yourself in a way that makes people feel like, I don't want to mess with her, she's not the one. And then when you can carry yourself like that and project that and people can feel it, he's going to feel that.
Interesting. I didn't think about that, but yeah, okay.
And this is why he feels your weakness, just like I do. And it's not fun to hear, but it's like, this is how I look at you. I read them.
Yeah.
Like I'm that violent criminal. Oh, look at them.
Oh boy.
I can take advantage of that. They're weak, you know?
Yeah.
And I want to build you up, build your strength up. And that's why I think that it would be really good for you to start coming here and giving you experiences. But we're going to let out other dogs, and I want you to make those dogs feel like stay away from you. You're going to back them off. Every single one that I let out.
Okay. Now what happens if Bear comes in?
And where? Like, what do you mean?
Around me.
Yeah, you're telling all of them to stay away from you.
Okay.
Right? Like, that's what you're going to do. So you're going to come out here. And you're just going to be, you can either be out here, he's just by the gate.
Oh.
But see, this is where we would say, oh, he's sad. We would think he's sad and pouting.
Yeah, he's pouting.
He's not.
He's
Okay?
not?
He is not.
Oh.
He's just minding his own business.
Oh, okay. I figured he was probably pouting.
No, but that's where then you start feeling bad. Oh, he's sad and pouting, and then it makes you want to then try to love on him more and get him to be like he's okay.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Like, this is fine. This is how he was when he first got here. This is what he was doing. You'll see the video. I recorded. It's like 45-minute straight video.
So you think it would be better if I just started making trips over here?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
I think that you'll start to understand and grasp more of what I'm saying. I think that and you need experiences.
Okay.
You need experiences so that I can coach you and help develop you, and we get more familiar, and then I can help you better. Like, because if I don't really know you too well, I can't be as good of a guide as if I know you.
Yeah.
Okay. Just like I spent time with Bear and Buddy, I got to know them more.
Yeah. Which that makes sense.
You know. So that's where I'm like, I need to get to know you. I think you both should, all of you should come here. You know, you and Richard. We can focus on just Bear, but you could bring everybody too. But at least bring Bear. Because if you can do it with him and start to get it's going to be easy with the other characters you have.
Okay.
Right. But you can't look at this as like being sad or pouting. I would say you should look at it as him trying to figure things out, staying out of the way. You know,
Right.
it's not this negative thing that's happening.
Okay.
It's not bad. Like, because what happened is that he was like that, and then eventually he would like come around. He'd just like start moving,
Yeah.
and then he starts to figure it out. You know, it's all good. But most people, yeah, they think that is this sadness or pouting because of what we did, and then we feel bad, and that tell like our sadness and how we're feeling, we project it onto them, thinking that they're that, but really it's us.
Okay.
Okay, because like this is why I don't feel negative about what
Yeah.
you're doing over there,
Yeah.
because I'm not in that same mode that you might be in. You know. And,
Yeah, I can understand that.
But this is why today I want to bring out other dogs, and I want for you to be telling them to stay away from you. Okay? So, like, I want you to start thinking, and you're gonna stay right here, and I'm gonna try to make this a little bit more of a visual thing for you.
So you want them to stay out of that circle.
Yes. And so,
Okay.
don't be saying things when they cross into the circle.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I want you feeling like you can communicate to them before they even encroach and pass that circle. So I could be the dog, and you could be saying, "Hey, don't you stay out of my circle."
You just tell them back.
Yeah. What you need to be authentic to how you communicate and make them feel that you're serious about staying out of your space. Don't focus on a word. Like,
Okay.
it doesn't matter. I could say raspberry and create the same effect.
Okay.
You know, because of what I'm conveying through my body language, my energy, my action.
All right.
I could say, "I love you,"
Get out of here.
you know, raspberry,
Okay.
you know, great. It just doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's how I conduct myself, what I'm projecting. So that's why I'm saying you got to be believable to yourself. Okay?
All right. Okay.
Believable and project it. You have to be a good actor. Right now, you're like a B-rated actor where it's laughable, you know? And that's why you don't get the result. You don't make them feel it. A good actor will make you cry, will make you laugh, will make you pissed off because of how they navigate. They make you believe that it's real. And so you have to be able to say, "I don't want you coming near me," and you have to make them feel and believe that's true. And if they don't want to listen and respect your boundaries, I discipline them and I say, "I mean what I'm saying." You see?
All right. Okay.
See what I mean? Okay.
All right.
So this is where I'm going to let out one dog at a time.
Okay.
Bear, any dog, you're keeping them out of that space. Okay?
Okay.
Don't worry about the interactions out here. I'll deal if there's anything that needs to be. I just want you thinking you're claiming your space and you're just observing.
All right.
Any questions?
No.
All right. This is good. This is good.
Besides, what is that for?
That in case you need another thing to utilize.
Smart idea.
Like, yeah. So I'll be right back. You see that? Like, look at that. Isn't that interesting? Because you're already thinking and feeling like I'm ready to tell him to stay back, right?
It didn't have to be
And he but he picked up on your vibe. That's the thing. Because you're thinking I'm ready to tell him to stay out of my space.
Okay.
You see? It's subtle. But he picked up on that. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to release another dog. It's going to be the same thing. And you're going to see different personalities and how they approach. And they've also experienced with people getting disciplined, so they're not always going to be so quick now to just blast up on people.
Yeah.
Okay? They're thinking about, wait, I don't know you. Just like you see a stranger, you don't go sprinting at them to say hello.
Well, that's kind of what I was expecting.
Yeah. But some will probably approach a little quicker and more bold.
Okay.
Right now I'm kind of letting out the more, they're a little softer in their personalities to some degree, you know, but
There. Here.
yep. Okay. Fingers. But yeah, you see how much more thoughtful the dogs are than what you're used to seeing dogs be like? Because this is how we teach and allow for the dogs to act a certain way towards us and others. And they think it's acceptable, you know? So think of a kid that we go, man, their parents didn't raise them right. They didn't really learn boundaries. They're obnoxious,
Yeah.
right? They don't listen. They're not very social. They're a problem. And so this is why we got to raise our dogs right.
Yeah.
But we've been raising them wrong.
Rotten.
Yeah, rotten. Thinking that we're doing a good
Yeah.
thing. But then we have these problems and then we think we need to train them. And it's like, no, you need to live with them in a way that they can understand.
Yeah.
Training is nonsense.
Yeah. Which I.
Now you're like, this is why the more you can come here and I open it up for you, like I told you, I'm not interested in your money. Like,
Well.
I want to help you. And so, you know, if you end up having money or whatever, like, and you want to send some my way, obviously I'll take it. But I don't want you stressing about the money thing. I want to help you, and as long as you're serious about getting the help, let's do this thing. So you can
Okay.
come here as much as you want, okay?
Okay.
Like, and just let me know when you're thinking, and we can line things out. But I'm
Alright.
gonna start letting out more personalities. But
Okay.
isn't it interesting?
Yeah.
That here you are, bears with these other dogs right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
And-
I was
and-
kind of expecting him to act different since how I was here.
Yeah.
With the dog.
Yeah. But this is where you're now setting a tone
Yeah.
of who you are, and you're not letting him be clingy to you, right? Because that's what usually you'd be like, well, maybe he's not jumping on me, he's not sitting on my leg this time, you know. And so, but you spoke up, so I'm gonna let out some other dogs,
Okay.
and we're gonna go through this. Right. Yeah. That was a dog that was going to be killed for attacking people.
Oh, was it?
And look at you.
Okay.
Helping that dog live. Because attacking
Alright.
people is something that can get it killed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you're helping it. But you see? And then the other
one
dog,
there?
this dog,
That
and
one?
then that dog was going to be put down too for being aggressive to people and other dogs, and so that dog was said that never could be with other dogs.
That one?
Yeah, this dog biting people and going at dogs, but I'm gonna let out some more dogs.
Okay.
And you, even when I'm gone, I want you maintaining this bubble, okay? And then I'll just kind of leave this like so.
My dog never did come back out.
Yeah, not yet, Reese.
Back! Back!
There you go. There you go.
And 3 more out. Hey! Here!
There you go. Yeah, there you go. And then now try to see how much do you really need to give it.
Okay. What do
Okay?
you mean?
Like, see, do I need to be that loud? Do I need to be that can I project and get them to understand my point with more subtlety? Not saying that you can't be explosive and all that.
Okay.
Not a problem. But you want to learn how to be just right. You want to be able to conserve your energy. You don't want to just blow
Make
through
it
it.
extra, extra hard
Yeah.
on yourself?
Yeah, you don't need to be more than you need to be. That's the goal. Because
Okay.
if you can conserve your energy, you have a better chance of survival. You have a better
Yeah.
chance of maintaining what you need to do. But if you just exhaust yourself out, you won't be able to stick with it, right?
Okay.
So you're doing good.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring out another dog.
I'm gonna make me one of these.
Yeah.
No, I didn't do nothing. Back! Back!
Yeah. That's a dog that's been attacking people.
Oh, has it?
That's but see, when the dog starts to live a certain way,
Yeah.
it's just like, really,
Yeah.
you know, but yeah, this is where now you're inserting yourself. These dogs are listening to you,
Yeah.
and it builds you up, and it lets them know who you are within this relationship,
Okay.
right?
And that's what I should have at the house with him and Buddy and Jesse.
Yeah, you need to have a relationship where they see you as someone who's strong, and this is why you did a lot of allowing them to just control you and be all over you and do all
Yeah.
that stuff, and that's why you have to do a lot of leave me alone, and you have to be all right with that. That they just minding their own business, they're not all like up in your space and all that. You have to go through the growing pains, and it's gonna be it's uncomfortable, but you'll get to a point that you're not needing it like you once were.
Yeah.
And you have to look at yourself and do some inner work, like, because you'll learn stuff about yourself. But no, this is going really well. So I'm gonna let out another dog.
Okay.
So this dog you might actually have to discipline because she's really stubborn. Okay. Once she sees you, and remember the discipline is the physical aspect.
Hey! Back!
There you go.
That's when you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's real stubborn and she's been spoiled. Okay.
Okay.
This is a dog that
She'll come back.
that dog killed another dog.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Okay.
was used as a bait dog for dog fighting.
Oh.
And then the owner's husband, that it used to be her husband's dog, he was killed in a car wreck, hit by a semi. So then it makes her want to love and do all that even more. But it's what then produces this problem, and then they feel so bad that she was a bait dog and so sorry, and they just want to try to love her and show that affection. And it only emboldens her with that insecurity, that fear that she has, and then she becomes this real aggressive dog. And so this is where she
was a bait dog.
yeah, and bait dogs are used to
Yeah.
where dogs are going to kick their ass,
Yeah.
right? But she became like she was like a fighting dog
Yeah.
because of the people emboldening her through the way they're living with her. But then she came here. She went to attack when I first introduced her to Cora. She attacked her, and then I had a conversation with her, which she was pretty stubborn and spoiled about. And then after that, I introduced her to like 12 other dogs, and she had no problem. And I then sent video 40 minutes later of her dogs with 12 other dogs.
Back!
And then try to be smooth, okay?
Try to be smooth?
Yeah. And now I want
What,
you.
am I kind of jumping?
Yeah, you're real quick. You're rah, you know? And I want you to feel like there's times and places that you have to be like that, but like reading the situation. So now what I want you to think about is let them start to approach that line and then let them know. Like, hey, leave me alone.
Okay.
Right? But you're doing all right. Any questions?
Nope.
Cool.
I'm waiting for that one to come back though.
All right, I'm gonna let out another
Bait
dog.
That guy, he's sweating.
Now,
Where's he at?
now, try to be smooth, okay?
Okay.
Where you're just nice and smooth. This black dog that I just let out, Birdie, was attacking people. Went to
Okay.
multiple trainers.
Yeah.
Spent thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Still attacking people, okay? But this is where now he knows you're here, but he's like, let me go back inside. Right?
I'm over it.
Yeah. But what I want for you to do now is you're gonna come inside, okay?
Okay.
But I want you to feel like you're creating
That
a
bubble
bubble,
yet.
okay? A
Okay.
bubble, and then try to be real smooth.
Okay.
And then where you're coming in, it's like, hey, go on. And then if you need a little bit more, you give it a little bit more if they need it. But any questions?
No.
Okay. So you're gonna walk in and you're gonna create this bubble. Okay. And you're gonna go all the way in through the kitchen, and then it'll hang around to the
you
left
going
into the living
before
room.
me or
no,
no?
I'm going after
No?
you. Yeah.
Okay.
So go. And yep, exactly.
Back.
Yep. And then you're gonna go all the way into the living room, and you're gonna kick that dog off the couch that's in there, and you're gonna sit down where she's at.
Hey.
There you go. And then you're gonna go sit down on the couch, and then go to the couch and sit down, and you're gonna create that bubble. Tell her go or whatever,
Back.
and toss that at her.
Go on.
At her, like. So it's like it's got to be like
Okay.
you see.
Yeah.
You see why like.
I see what you're saying.
Now when I say back, guess what's going to happen?
She's gonna
and
go
I
back.
have a consequence. She's going to go, whoa, I know what that means. I know what's going to happen. right? But we're like, I'm warning you, I'm telling you, you need to, don't do it.
Yeah.
And then we're wondering why we have to be so physical and like all that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
everything goes chaos.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense.
So this is why
Okay.
you have to think about the discipline, but I don't think that you're disciplining in the way that you need to by seeing how you're being right now. Okay? But see, now you're
Well,
sitting
I gotta admit, I'm kind of a little bit eerie.
about what?
I'm a little bit eerie.
About being around all the dogs?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. But this is why it's even more important to set your boundary.
Yeah.
Because you're uncomfortable and unsure about them. So that's why you say, hey, stay away from me. Then you're going to feel safer and more secure. And this is why, like, we look at the person that was worried about Bear around the family. This is why then I'm treating it like the client Amanda, stay away from her. And then I'm telling her to be like what I'm having you do. So then she can then say, stay away from me or stay away from them. And then it makes her feel powerful.
Okay.
Because if you
Alright.
can tell the dogs to leave you alone, you're going to start to maybe like them a little bit more and feel a little bit safer. Because you're going to start calming down by being around them and seeing that nothing bad's happening.
Nervous. They get nervous.
Nothing bad's going to happen.
Yeah.
Happening.
No,
And
I
it-
know you're going to get them.
Yeah, but this is what I want you to be able to see is that instead of me telling the dogs to leave you alone, I'm emboldening my guest, you.
Okay.
And I want them to respect my guests if they don't like something. If this person starts saying, leave me alone, probably should. This is what happens, right? So then when people start coming over and they say, hey, leave me alone, they're more responsive, right?
Okay.
And they're more sensitive to people, more cautious. Like, think about how all those dogs came out. Most of them didn't even come to really get into invade your space.
Just that one.
They're checking and feeling it out, right? Exactly.
Just
So,
that one was kind of curious.
so any questions about this?
No?
So,
I see what you're saying.
yeah.
I do see what you're saying.
Yeah. But this is where you're at home.
Yeah.
You got to be okay with just this.
Okay.
They start to come over to you, leave me alone.
Okay.
Okay? Don't be thinking, well, they're just coming to say hi and well, they just wanted to come smell what food I had.
Yeah, leave
Right?
it at that.
Like, so what I want, 1 second.
Now Bear never did come in, did he?
No, he's still out in the bus. Let's see here. Oh, I know what we'll do. Okay. So you're gonna get up and you're gonna go and you're gonna get into my freezer. Okay?
In your freezer?
Yes, and it's the bottom pull-out drawer. You're gonna open up the freezer, and so pull that out towards you, and then and it's kind of tough, and then push that first shelf back.
This one?
Yeah, and do you see that bag of bones to your left?
Okay.
Pick it up, and you're gonna bring it back you're gonna close that up, and then you're gonna bring it back into the living room, and you're gonna set it on the ground by you. And you're gonna make the dogs
Back.
Yeah, exactly. Good eye. And then you're gonna sit down. Exactly.
And you actually give dogs bones with all this?
There's a bone. You see what I mean? But I know that it can create a problem.
Yeah.
So I'm paying attention to what's happening. So I'm ready if I need to be a mediator to deal with it. But you can't dogs I've seen dogs are willing to fight over eating shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're willing to fight over a space on the floor.
Oh yeah. I've
So
seen that too.
you have to be seeing like, but we'll say the bone. Yeah, like, but dogs will fight over space. They'll fight over water. They'll fight over people. They do all that,
Yeah.
right? So this is what we start leaning in, and we create problems that we're going to have the answer to. So then you can bring this out, and then look at how none of the dog, like he started to go, oh, what do you have? And he said, leave me alone. But you're able to put this on the ground, be around all these dogs, but they're not coming because of how you made them feel,
Okay.
right? That belongs to you.
Huh. Okay, that's a good idea. I didn't think of something like that.
Yeah.
Because, oh yeah.
So-
Bear's awful.
So then say I do this. So then I go like this. I put these up there, right? And then I'm sitting over here with you. Bear starts to go over, and he's like, "Oh, what's this?"
peeking over there?
Right?
Yeah.
I toss that thing at him.
Okay.
Discipline him, right? And I just toss it at him. You don't even need to say anything. I toss it at him
Okay.
because he's thinking about because he likes to get things off your counter,
Oh yeah.
right?
Oh,
And then
yeah.
there's ways
It's
where
everything.
there's ways where we can create consequences that are outside of you for the counter stuff. But
Okay.
I just want you to feel as though he's over there thinking about getting the bone.
Yeah.
I think that often, like with some of the videos I saw, it looks like you're waiting for him to actually go grab the bone.
Yeah.
But he's over there,
Just testing it.
yeah. And that's where I discipline him, you know? And so now you're going to take these bones. Okay?
Okay.
And you're
I
going to
like that sneaky little.
you're gonna take these bones, you're gonna have it in your hand, and then I want you to go tell all those dogs that they need to leave this area. Kick them all out of that
Take
area.
them out of that area.
Yep, exactly. Yep, and tell them to go.
Out. Right. Hit.
Yep, and
Out.
then toss that down at Karma's butt right there.
That one.
Yep, but again, it has to be contact, right? And then
Okay.
just stay right over there for a minute.
Oh. Okay.
Because it's like you're just like, imagine you needed to I need to come clean this area, or I want to sit over here,
Yeah.
or whatever, right?
Yeah. And I'm thinking
And-
you don't want these
and,
bones.
and then you're having that in your hand as just to show that you can have it in your hand,
yeah.
right? But you're able to get them to go, right?
Okay.
And this is where you see how some of them, it took them a minute to actually go, right? So we have to think. Well, they're not listening super quick. So now imagine they're in a situation that we need them to listen quick, but they don't. So this is why we have to say, well, that dog's not listening as quick as I'd like. So I probably should get on them ahead of time and earlier and start getting them to become a lot more thoughtful and sensitive and quicker to who I am.
Okay.
See what I mean?
Okay.
And again, you're in the learning process, and so it's going to be a little clunky and not necessarily connecting and feeling all that good, but you were able to get that group of dogs
Move.
to leave that area, right?
Without one growling.
And
now
then,
let me ask you.
yeah.
If, just say curious,
Yeah.
if you wasn't in here, do you think any of them would have growled?
No,
You don't think so?
No, because they've been having a lot of experience with people doing these things. I have people coming over to do this all the time. Like,
Okay.
like now Charlie, he's giving people attitude. So now I want you, that little cubby thing over there is for
Okay.
shoes. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I want you to act as though you're gonna go get some shoes.
Okay.
Well,
He left.
he left.
You're talking about
Yeah,
him.
yeah. But say he is there.
Okay.
You come, you go, move, go, boom. I discipline, and remember, the discipline is always physical. It has to touch him.
Has to touch him.
It's the bite.
Okay.
And your dog, Bear, for sure, bites. He disciplines.
Yeah.
And then if you don't do that, if you don't have that same mentality, he sees you as weak already. It's like
Okay.
it's like someone that's willing to get in fights, and then they see someone that won't. They go, he's a coward.
Yeah.
He's a pussy.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
can see that.
Like, and then you come and try to tell me, the person that's willing to fight, what to do. Dude,
Yeah.
I'll kick your ass.
Yeah.
And then they go, oh, okay, I guess I'll leave you alone.
Yeah.
If they want it to go a certain way, some things, like it or not,
He's gonna
have to be in
Yeah.
conflict to be able to get it to go our way.
Yeah.
When we look at the countries, if we want to maintain our country, we have to have a certain level of willing to fight and be violent
Get
at
it.
times to be able to keep and maintain what we have.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
ever seen The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
It's like that. Everybody's always trying to take what everyone else has, you know. But
Yeah.
So just walk back out to the bus, and we're gonna go in the
Yeah,
bus.
my
No,
shoes.
oh yeah. That's a good call.
Yeah, these
Ah.
don't stay on very good.
And so you're gonna go back out to
You got cats too?
yeah. You're gonna go back out. You're gonna go back out to the bus again. You're creating this bubble,
Okay.
and then we're gonna go wherever Bear's at. Because
And take
I
these?
oh yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
we gotta produce these situations. So then you're gonna walk this way.
Oh, this
And,
way.
Yep.
Back.
Yep. Yep. You want them to be able to yield to where your movement. You don't want to be catering to them. You want them to just move out of your way, right? And so then you're gonna walk into the bus, and then this is all good, right? Because like she's yielding to you.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
And then go back to that chair back there.
Okay. Oh, you got a dog back here.
Yeah. And then you can move that sack and you can sit down on there.
And move the dog?
No, she's fine. And then you can just set that on the ground. But see, this is where Bear now went outside. He was sitting on the bus the driver's seat there, to be a little comedic. He's like, oh, maybe I can still have some control. I'll drive the bus. But on a real note, so this is where
Back.
exactly. You see, you don't have to wait for them to be on top of
Yeah.
you. Okay.
Okay.
And but then say, you see, I'm gonna switch since I just saw Bear come in.
Okay.
But look at how he's here. He's not obsessing over you.
No. And that's kind of what I've been waiting for,
Yeah.
to be honest.
But this is why it's so important that you dominate and discipline him for being so clingy and obsessive over you.
Okay.
And you have to be like this day in and day out because of, especially in your environment, because that's where you created it, like where it started,
Yeah.
right? Here
yeah.
he's lived in a different kind of way, so it's a little easier to push it back the direction we need it to go, because he's not so bold in this environment.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't been emboldened in this environment before.
Okay.
But in yours, he has.
Yeah.
And that's why you have to discipline and maintain, and really push this thing back the direction it needs to go so that we get this,
Alrighty.
right?
Okay.
Any questions or anything that you're
No.
wondering about?
No, I
How-
see what you're saying.
How have you felt this has been going so far
No,
today?
actually, I thought it was pretty good.
Great. I really want you to becoming more. I can't stress it enough.
Okay.
I really want people to understand me clearly.
Oh, I have
And-
a lot of
and
respect for you.
I
'cause
appreciate
you're
it.
awesome.
I want people to understand this really clearly, and because I also, there's a part of me that's like, I want you to represent what I'm about really well.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of motivation to make sure everybody that I'm working with, ideally, is a great example of what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I know that in the learning process, it's not going to be the case. It's going to be like, yeah, not like that. You shouldn't have done this, blah, 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 blah. Just like me, I'm in the same boat. I'm always learning and going forward too. But what I really, really want is for you to start having more transformation. And I think that has to be through experiences. And then what I would say is that you come here at first. And then what I say is that then we start planning on where I bring dogs and even people to your place.
Okay.
And we just,
I got a big yard.
yeah. And so during the summer, I think doing one of the little potlucks like we did here and inviting people in, and we can go through your house, go into the backyard and have that if you're up for it, I think would be really, really good for you to be able to be in that environment, your own environment, and bring strange dogs and strange people in. But I think that being able to be here first, just to build yourself up, and then we go there. Does that?
No, that makes no. I appreciate that a lot.
Cool, because to me, the more you get around it,
Yeah.
you're gonna start changing naturally.
Yeah.
Because I'm in your ear more, you have other people, you have these experiences, and then it changes you.
And you feel more encouraged.
Yeah.
You feel more encouraged because you say, okay, now maybe this is how I do it.
Yeah, and you
Instead
get
of
little
this.
glimpses, right? You're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, right?
Yeah,
That's
I
a
can do
takeaway
that.
for me. But so now pick that up, and we're gonna move right back out, and
Okay.
and then you're just going
Back.
Yep.
Back.
And then you'll walk out, and you're gonna go back into the house.
Embarrassing. What about me?
Come on, Bear. Bear, come on. And we'll call Bear and have him come in with.
Is he coming?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this time just walk and feel like dogs should move out of your way. Feel like, do I even have to say anything? You know, like you have that energy about you. Come on, Bear. And then you're gonna keep that bubble again when you sit back down on the
Okay.
on the chair here.
Back.
Exactly. Okay. And then my phone's looking like it's about to die. So, but no, Bear, come on. Bear just like I'll just stand outside. But yeah. So but you see where
Yeah.
and then he's choosing to go back outside.
Yeah.
Okay? But think, he's not just obsessive with you, all in your space. You have bones with you,
Yeah.
right?
And that's surprising.
Yes. So let me
That is surprising.
let me stop this and